Skywatch Media News for December the 11th, 2019. A few days ago, a very significant and unprecedented disturbance took place over New Zealand that has meteorologists stunned. On the weekend of December the 7th, some 857,000 lightning strikes were recorded around the country and in the surrounding waters. The Met Service recorded just under 109,000 strikes in just the 24 hours leading up to the mid-morning of December the 7th. The previous record had been 44,000 strikes on both land and sea, so this would be an amazing 65,000 additional strikes. This is a remarkable statistic, and it just happens to be a new record for New Zealand. Then on the following day, December the 8th, over 300,000 lightning strikes occurred over the country and offshore. So in total, some 857,000 strikes took place over the eastern Tasman and New Zealand regions, all of which happened in less than 72 hours following on the heels of an extreme low-pressure system. The most unusual aspect of this particular disturbance is the possibility that electrical currents generated by this massive storm may have actually been responsible for the eruption of one of New Zealand's volcanoes within the same time frame. At 2:11 p.m. local time on December the 9th, a sudden and spectacular eruption occurred on White Island, located off the coast of the Bay of Plenty on New Zealand's North Island. The Whakaari volcano is New Zealand's most active. The island is a popular tourist destination and scientific research site. Back in May of 2019, more than 300 earthquakes shook White Island, but at that time, volcanologists stated that there were no links to volcanic activity, even though they could not confirm what actually set off the swarm of quakes. The intensification and the sudden eruption of New Zealand's White Island volcano were observed on December the 8th and 9th. Although unsubstantiated, it's possible that electrical currents could have created a pressure change within the magma chamber of the volcano, resulting in the national warning. But there are other causes that could result in a sudden volcanic eruption, which are more feasible. The most common type involves tectonic movement. In this scenario, one plate is pushed under the other. Magma and seawater are then forced into the chamber, which eventually overflows, causing the volcano to erupt. This type of eruption produces a very thick lava that registers temperatures between 800 and 1,000 degrees. The second type of eruption caused by tectonic plates is when the plates move away from one another, allowing magma to rise and fill the gap. Such events can cause a less explosive eruption containing thinner lava of temperatures of between 800 and 1,200 degrees. Decreasing temperatures can cause old magma to crystallize and sink to the bottom of the chamber, and this movement can force fresh liquid magma up and out. A decrease in external pressure can trigger an eruption, as it may minimize the volcano's ability to hold back by increasing the pressure inside the magma chamber. The key element to this type of eruption is that it can be caused by extreme external events, such as severe electrical storms, hurricanes, and typhoons, which have the tendency to decrease the rock density. Therefore, the White Island eruption could very well be linked to the electrical currents that permeated the sky over New Zealand on the weekend of December the 7th, when some 857,000 bolts of lightning were recorded. It's possible that the powerful electrical storms changed the pressure from within the volcano magma chamber, initiating the violent eruption that took place on December the 9th. Another volcano sitting on the Ring of Fire erupted at nearly the same moment. In recent days, signs of activity on the stratovolcano named Avachinsky prompted warnings to Russian locals and tourists to stay away. Early in the morning of December the 9th, the first outbursts were recorded within the crater of the volcano. Avachinsky, also known as Avacha, has high gas contamination, and volcanologists were prevented from climbing to the top of its peak, an elevation of nearly 9,000 feet. Significant events are taking place on the Kamchatka Peninsula. The gradual increase of seismic energy has been observed for a month, with an energy class exceeding 5. The glow from the volcanic summit is an observable sign of an imminent eruption. The temperature of the gases surrounding the summit now exceeds 1,472 degrees Fahrenheit. In recorded history, Avachinsky has erupted at least 16 times, with the largest in relatively recent times occurring in the year 1945. Indications are that another major eruption may be in the works fairly soon. But despite the warnings to stay away, there are some who dare to climb the summit so that they may record the spectacular view that it offers visitors of Kamchatka in the land of volcanoes. Advances in science and engineering have made great strides on how societies cope with the inevitable and adverse effects of active and erupting volcanoes across the world. This includes buildings that are constructed according to safe codes, roofs that can withstand the accumulation of heavy ashfall, as well as the meticulous planning of civic coordination and evacuation routes. Being prepared is always the most viable solution, but forecasting eruptions is difficult and further complicated by the immense span of geological time. All of us desire certainty in life, especially when dealing with volcanic disasters. It could be thousands of years before the next catastrophic eruption, or it could happen tomorrow. That is the chance that is afforded us in this world. However, there is one thing that is known and understood today. These mountains of lava and gases will continue beyond human life, for we are just the window dressing for their existence. Thanks for watching.